welcome back to my channel. My name is Chanel and this is another episode in my Marker Mondays series. So in this episode today, I am doing a sketch alongside the marker drawing that I'm going to do as well. So I did reference the same photo for each, but clearly you can see with this first one that I ended up drawing them both a little bit differently, which whatever, it's fine, not a big deal. I did kind of already have a light sketch already done, like a light outline prior to recording. That was just because I had some time, so I was like, just let me get this outline going, and it can kind of make things a little bit easier when it's time to record. So you can definitely see here I am making some adjustments on the face. So this is going to be the detailed sketch first, and then on the right will be the markers. I know some people when they sketch, they like to do, I don't know what the technical term is, but they like to do kind of like those guidelines that they put on the face so they know where to position everything. I personally don't like to do those. I've never done those. And it's not that I don't have anything against it. I just, again, sometimes I'm just kind of lazy and I just want to do what I can to get my artwork done. I don't want to have to do like something extra, and the last thing I'm going to want to do is have to erase some extra lines. But if that works for you, then by all means continue to use that. I personally just like to go in, and I do always end up having to correct something, but that's fine. I don't really mind that much. So I'm using these, I think they are my General's graphite woodless pencils. I have not used these in a really long time, so I really like they come in, I think there's four different, I guess you'll say four different shades, four different levels of graphite. I guess it's softness is what the technical term is referenced as. So I use these to get, the darkest areas and the lightest areas. So you might be wondering why this face has like this weird line going around the cheek and the nose where the darkness just cuts off and it gets light. So that is because the photo that I referenced, the picture is of a girl in her car, and the sunshine was coming in through and it was only illuminating the bottom half of her face. So I didn't put that photo in the video just because I just pulled someone's picture off of Instagram, and I didn't want to just like throw their picture in my video. I am probably going to try and use more reference photos. That way, if someone is interested in seeing the photo from a reference photo site, I can easily just put it in my video without an issue. Right now, I'm not really going to do that just because it's an extra step, and it's not always easy for me to get these videos done. So like I said, I am trying to be consistent with this series, and I'm surprised that I'm on track for this next one. And you are definitely going to see with this marker coloring, things were kind of going well at first. I was really liking it, and then you will see there is a moment with the one eye where the ink ends up bleeding into other parts of the face, and I'm like freaking out. I don't know how to fix it. I do find a way to kind of make it look a little bit better, but it's still not that great. And then here I am trying to add a little bit of that blush look that I see in my photo. And I use the colorless blender marker and just disaster it was terrible. And then yeah, so I'm like, oh my gosh, how can I make this look better? And nothing's working. I'm getting so upset, and it essentially is like looking almost like she has like a wound on her face. And eventually it does start to grow on me. It kind of looks a little better, but I'm still like, ugh, I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna do that next time. So we'll see next time what it looks like if I try to make a face that has very red cheeks. So yeah, this is that moment where the eye bled, and I tried to use the colorless blender, and then I tried to add a little bit of shadow underneath the eye, and the marker I used, I got mixed up with another color, and it was way too dark. And I really don't think I'll use the colorless blender again. To me, the way I feel my results that I got with it, I feel like it was more of like an eraser. Like it kind of just like picked up color. I guess that's what the blender's supposed to do, but yeah, I just didn't like how it was leaving my artwork. So now I've started on the next sketch or next drawing. I am going to do marker on this side. I just kind of wanted to flip-flop it compared to the top one. I am outlining with a pigment micron, and this one actually, again, it goes much better than the first one that I did. The braids were definitely a little bit challenging for me because I obviously didn't want to spend too much time detailing them, only because, again, this is just my sketchbook. I'm not trying to make masterpieces in here. But I do want to make something nice. So I wanted to make sure the braids looked decent, but also without having to spend too much detail, but I still wanted them to look like braids. Braids aren't something I make too often. Oh yeah, and then I realized I forgot to put my sheet there to keep the bleed through from going to the next page. But yeah, I don't do braids very often, and it's definitely something I want to make sure I get better at because I do like the way they look, but it's just one of those things. Hair is just difficult in general. I feel like with straight hair, you can even just give it a little bit of wave with the tiniest bit of detail, and it's like relatively easy to make look good. But if you have curly hair or braids, like sometimes it can be a bit more challenging. And it's funny because I have curly hair and I hate drawing curly hair because I feel like I just can't render it right. But there are plenty of artists I've seen who do a beautiful job of rendering hair, and it's definitely something that I personally want to get better at one day. So I might try and do a little bit more of that as time goes on. But yeah, so I am liking this one the way it's going. I did kind of regret that little like smile line or like that cheek line that I put there. I kind of wish I just used ink there or the alcohol markers instead of a pigment micron, only because I feel like it made this woman look a little bit older than she actually was. I didn't include the reference photo for this one either, but yeah, it made her look a little bit older than she is. So I kind of regretted putting that, but I think it still looked pretty decent. And the rest of the video is just this sketch, so hopefully you've watched this far, and if you have, thank you.